Then if it's looking like it's more involved, I will then ask the crew to answer to a number of inquiries. We may give the crew anywhere from 12 to as many as 50 questions that they are to write responses to, because we really like to see what they say, such as, what would you have done differently with this call? What things do you think were done right? What things do you think were done wrong? Anyway, so they'll go through that, but if there is a QA issue, we will respond, and then it will kind of have a minor action if it's a minor complaint. If it is something substantial, something that was a violation of patient care, then we actually hold a hearing with the crew.
And when you say we, you and the QA committee?
Usually that will include myself, Cheryl Downs as a QA officer, Jack Mearsman as a training officer, and then either Mike Reynolds and or Mike Moffat will also attend, representing Gold Cross administration. So there'll be at least 3 of us.
So at what point in that complaint process do you become involved?
Right after Cheryl. Cheryl will look at them, and I am to be brought into the loop on all of them. Cheryl will at least talk with me about every one, and then Cheryl and I together decide whether to advance this to a more comprehensive review.
So you review every complaint that's not billing related?
Correct.
How much time do you spend doing that?
That is variable. Some months I probably spend not more than 10 hours doing quality assurance work. There have been months that's taken more than 40 hours, where we've had several major complaints, and then the hearing takes quite a bit of time too.
If you could estimate, how many hearings did Gold Cross have in 2012 thus far?
You know, as far as formalized hearings, it is typically 1 or 2 a month, usually 1, but occasionally we'll have 2.
And those are these formal disciplinary hearings of
Right.
Gold Cross employees?
Right.
Do you review any of the complaints for vernal?
I don't. I will occasionally have their medical officer call me who wants to talk to me about it, but that is informal and without my direct supervision. He's just asking for some additional insight.
Do you review any of the complaints for St. George?
I have, but thus far there have been no hearings that I can think of coming out of St. George. Those have all been to the level where it's not required a hearing.
How many complaints have you reviewed from St. George?
Offhand, I wouldn't
Do you have an
remember.
estimate?
Oh, maybe 4.
Do you
Not
recall
many.
any of the circumstances of those complaints?
I don't. The ones that I typically remember are the ones that end up in hearings, because obviously I have to work a lot through them. I have to plan the questions I'm going to be asking, and I do enough of them that if they're not up to that level, I have little memory of the other ones.